Oh, to be a wandering trader in medieval Europe, riding through the calm countryside, accompanied by a witty and gorgeous wolf deity. How the fuck did Lawrence pull this off? What's up, degenerates? Near here, and today we'll be talking about the show that aired all the way back in the prosperous year of 2008. Back when I was still learning the alphabets. Not English ones, but Assamese ones. A language that most Americans say doesn't exist, and most Britishers said
shouldn't exist.
Now, why am I talking about Spice and Wolf 16 years after it aired? Jesus Christ. Well, for one, it's coming back. In fact, it's airing next month. If you didn't know about this, don't feel bad about yourself. Not everyone has good taste. Spice and Wolf is a dramatic, romantic, adventurous and economic anime based on the light novel series written by Mr. Izuna Hasakura, whose other works include The Billionaire Girl and World and Economica. Really looking forward to his next work, NFT, JPEGs and other delusions. Yes, if you can't tell, this man really likes putting economics into his stories. Kind of like how I like putting vodka in the floor's drinking water supply. We haven't been to class in the last 2 weeks. By the way, this light novel is 24 volumes long. One of my friends read it all and he says it's a unique experience. Like fentanyl. Spice and Wolf is the anime every OG anituber you know has made a video on, and you bet Joey D, Anime Man, has interviewed the author.
特にコミコンのご感想っていうのはありましたか?
So, what is this show's appeal? Why do people talk about this when they could be talking about... Is it the medieval economics? Is it the super cute and adorable Holo? Is it the beautiful relationship? Or do people just really hate the church? Spice and Wolf takes place in medieval Europe a few hundred years before this continent went. We follow the story of Lawrence, a traveling merchant who goes from place to place, buying goods, transporting them, and then selling them. His job requires he travels almost constantly. One day he goes to a village to buy their wheat. Now, this particular village for centuries had legends of a wolf deity by the name of Holo the Wise Wolf. They say she lives in the wheat and ensures a good harvest. There are festivals about her. Anyways, as night falls, Lawrence goes to sleep in his wagon where he finds... Oh no. She's perfect. Yes, apparently the legends of Holo are more like the records of Holo because she is real and she's a weep's wet dream. Holo explains to Lawrence that she is actually from the northern lands and came to this village centuries ago. And after a series of events decided to stay and help the villagers in their harvest. This went on for generations, but as new farming methods and technologies came into existence, the villagers don't particularly need her anymore. She's also getting homesick and I get that. I would also want to leave if I was in post-Brexit Britain. So, she asks Lawrence, a traveling merchant, to help her get back to her home. And Lawrence all this time is just standing there like, she does know she's butt ass naked, right? Anyways, after another series of events, Lawrence agrees to her request and both of them set out on their journey. This is the most basic, most bare-bone intro to Spice and Wolf I can give you. But clearly, there is much more to this anime than that. My brother in Christ, this aired during the shonen boom of the anime industry. The weeb mind wasn't designed to appreciate this kind of a story back then, and yet it did. Spice and Wolf really gave people good taste. This anime gets some things absolutely right. Perfect even. The best in all of anime even. There are a lot of aspects I could talk about, like how the towns are structured, to the economic systems, to the social aspects, but this will make this video very long and put some of you all to sleep. So I will talk about the main thing that got me hooked to this anime, and that is the main duo. In the interview with Joey, the author said that he has the cutest character in all of light novel, and I fucking agree. Just look at her. Let me just... But Holo's looks and designs are a fraction of what makes Holo such an incredible wife. Her personality is very unique, and that has to do with the fact that she's not a fucking trope. She isn't a tsundere, a yandere, or a kudere. She is unapologetically Holo.
血がか弱い姫なれば主は屈強な騎士でなければならぬ
She is cute, she is witty, she is smug, and she is ferocious. She is both an adorable cutie who will kill 100 men to protect and an absolute beast who will kill 100 men to protect you. She isn't some unrealistic 2D character. She's a realistic 2D character. Also, you can tell how she's feeling on a given day purely by her tail. Her face may lie, but that tail doesn't. She got a dog in her. A non-insignificant part of the budget went into animating that tail, and that was the best decision the director made. It's so fucking cute. But what brings out the best of Holo is Lawrence himself. Lawrence is a cunning and smart merchant on the grind set. This man's only focus in life is making money so that he can open a Walmart. This grind set is the reason why he agreed to Holo's request, because Holo is the wise wolf. If he travels with her, he can easily increase his profits through her wits. Now, initially Lawrence is very distant with Holo because he haven't met anyone with wolf ears and tails before. My man has clearly not been to the local furry convention. But as they travel together, they talk to each other a lot. And these conversations bring them closer. Both of them are witty, and conversations are more like a competition to see which one of them breaks character first. And if you think that sounds like Origairu Senpai Love is War, my man, they wish they could be like the wolf. Because the conversations in Spice and Wolf are very genuine. It doesn't feel like two anime characters talking to each other, it's more like two people talking to each other. They are almost always on the same wavelength, and they know exactly what the other person is doing when they say something. The author said whenever he writes Holo and Lawrence, he writes them as one, as if they were a single unit, and it shows. They complement each other so well in these conversations, it's perfect. But it's not only their words that are genuine, but also the way these characters act. There is no bullshit in this anime, no will they or won't they. If Holo is being cute, Lawrence doesn't go into a mental crisis of should I or shouldn't I. My man lifts his hand and lands it firmly on her head. My man stretches his arms and holds her tight, and vice versa. And that's because both of these characters are adults. Lawrence is 25 years old and Holo is at least 4 times older than the United States. Pair these conversations with the challenges of the story, mainly economical but also psychological, and you get yourself an experience of a lifetime. These two mingle, they joke, they conspire, they fight, they reconcile, and my god do they love, making for a god-written chemistry. This shit was cooked up by Heisenberg himself. All of this culminates in a love story and a couple unlike any anime has to offer. The story of Holo and Lawrence is the most natural, purest and genuine love story I've seen in an anime. The last thing I want to talk about is the music in the story because my god, it is such a soothing soundtrack. Especially you can't skip the 2 openings. They say music surpasses language, and this story uses these songs as proof because this melody is a gift from God. I don't even know if the remake can match this level of oh. Anyways, Spice and Wolf is saved. Now, I must confess something. This anime isn't for everyone. It's slow, it doesn't have much action, it's very adult and character driven. This is a shonen fan's nightmare. But I still want you to give this a try because if you can get into it, you will love it more than your mother. The original anime only had 2 seasons and was left incomplete, so you can binge this in like 2 or 3 days. All of what I talked about is a fraction of what makes Spice and Wolf an absolute classic. I didn't even get into the fantastic world building, Holo's mental crisis, or even the economics. Yes, I didn't even get into like 4 out of the top 5 things that make Spice and Wolf so brilliant. Because I want you to experience all of this for yourself. I love this show and I'm so fucking happy it's coming back. See you all on April the 2nd because no rubber bullets are stopping these eyes from watching the remake of this absolute classic of an anime. Thank you for watching and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.